Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige, this is Seeking Alexandria, and you guys, it is here. I'm so excited that this package came in. I'm wearing bright orange, and we are checking out the Smashbox Holidaze collection, like as in you're in a daze, hippie. Like, I just love the packaging. Everything is very reminiscent of this like super fun hippie chic moment, and I'm super excited to just kind of dive into it. I have a ton of swatches for you guys to look at, and this is actually going to be a little bit of a different video because this is not a video centered around anything really to do with eyes or eyeshadow, but rather there's a contour palette. I picked up both of their lip kits, so we're going to go through. I have swatches of those. I'll be trying on some. And then I also picked up a little beginner set that has like the primerizer, the spray, and that kind of stuff. And I mainly wanted to pick up these things because, again, going into the holiday season, excuse me here, you guys know that I am a big fan of little kits. And are they worth the money? Is it worth the price? Showing you guys what you're getting a lot better than what you're going to see online, because we all know Ulta doesn't have crap for imagery as far as like, hey, this is what you're buying. And so I thought this video would be really helpful to tell you, is it worth it this holiday season? So before I go in and I put anything on my face other than my brows, so I look a little bit crazy, but I wanted to go in and swatch some lips for you guys. Now, you guys know when it comes to swatching lipsticks, I try to do it one of two ways. Either after the day is over, when my face already looks like garbage, or before I put any makeup on. Because here's the thing, I can't lip swatch to save my life. Like, I'm incapable of like staying within the lines. You'll even see without makeup on, even like it just goes everywhere. But I thought it'd be kind of fun to hang out, show you guys a couple. But I do, of course, have all the good swatches that I will be inserting while I go through them. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me pull up my phone here, and you know what? Let's get started with the liquid lipstick set. Where's that at? So this is their Smashbox Holidaze Always On Liquid Lip Set. It is $29, and you get 6 lipsticks at 0.03 ounces a piece, which they say is a $33 value. And you get them in the shades Misconduct, Man Eater, Stepping Out, XO Vlada, Babe Alert, and Rust Fund. And these are actually kind of cool because I feel like with Smashbox especially, their lipsticks for me are actually really nice, but they can be kind of hit or miss. Their matte ones that are the lighter tones, I have a couple of those and I really enjoy them. And in this set, you do get 3 that are matte and 3 that are their metallic formula. Their metallic formula, I'm not like a big fan of, but that's just because metallic isn't like my jam. I don't really like that aesthetic. It never looks good for me. I don't have like nice big full lips, so it's really difficult for me to pull off, but I love the look of these, and I think that they are such a fun, cute little way to experiment. The second thing that I really like about these is that because we're going into a holiday season, I feel like this might be a fun way for people to get those different pops of color. Like if you wanted that pop of red, or you wanted that copper pop, or anything like that, even a deep toned red, there is one in here, and I think it would be kind of nice because you would have those shades, but you wouldn't have wasted your money on, say, maybe a full tube of something that you're not going to use more than a couple of times. This might be really fun for like holiday parties, that kind of thing, just to get your foot in the door. Also fun for little kids. So, I mean, if they like to play around with lipsticks, or even younger kids for that matter. So I think that it does have its place, and I'll get to like my final thoughts on like this one versus the other lip kit and the differences here in a second. But I really just want to play with a couple of these, and the first one I really want to play with is the shade Misconduct, which is the matte red. And I want to put this one on mainly because hello, where's my mirror? Wouldn't be one of my videos if I didn't lose my mirror. But I wanted to put this one on specifically because when I swatched it, it was almost a little bit streaky, which is weird because normally their matte formulas don't give me any issue at all. Maybe I could move you in too. My God, I'm so thoughtful. So let's go ahead. Actually, that's really nice. Ooh, girl, that is so pretty. Okay, so my swatches are already starting off crooked. We're off to a good start, but that was not streaky at all. I will say that if you leave it at one coat, it looks more pink, like the pink undertone of this red really shows through. But when you build it up and put on 2 coats, and I put on a very light 2 coats, it really does intensify and give you that beautiful, almost blood red color. It's still not my favorite red that I've ever used because for me, when I want like a red, I almost prefer a blue undertone. Otherwise, you can kind of see like if you do not go over this exactly in the same spots where you originally put the first coat, you'll have like a light pink outline, and I just don't really like that look. So it's not my favorite red in the world, but I do think it's really pretty. My favorite red for the holiday season, if you were curious, is still the Stunna lip paint by Fenty, that really red one. I love that color so much. It is the perfect red for Christmas, for fall, for anything. It is just such a beautiful red. I love it so much. So anyways, this isn't my favorite red, but it is really pretty, and the formula on these is actually really, really comfortable, which I can appreciate because, as you guys know, I have tried out a lot of very questionable liquid lipsticks, and they're not always that good. So does it look weird that I'm like swatching these with no foundation on? Does that look kind of weird? Just brows. Wow, this is a look. I got my brows and my red lips. That's all right, though. You guys love me anyways. Okay, let's go to the next one. I think the shade XO Vlada, I've already swatched that in that Vlada video, and I didn't like that color at all. Let's look at the shade Rust Fund, just so I can look at, like, one of the metallic-y shades and just, like, be well-rounded, because I'm, like, a good person. Like, look at that. Though there is no shame in their game, man. They go full on this metallic business. Can I just say, I actually don't hate this one. I think that this would actually look really beautiful on top of a nude lip, just like in the center, almost like how you would wear a gloss. But if you don't like to mix the texture of a gloss with a matte liquid lipstick, this will dry down to be like that same matte texture. So you could put this on over another lipstick that's already matte, and I think it would give you that same really nice kind of pop in the center of your lip. It's actually a really beautiful color. I don't hate it. Very fall, and again, very comfortable. But see, this is what I don't like, and you probably won't be able to see it on camera, but I feel like their metallic glosses really, really settle into the lines on my lips. And again, I don't get like Botox or anything, or like lip filler, so my lips are not like smooth, and that's why a lot of times, if you don't know, fun fact, that's why the like lipstick swatches and stuff like that, why they always end up looking so good on people that do have lip filler, is because lip filler actually goes in and it plumps out your lips, and it takes it like, you know how when you have a grape, when you shrivel it down, you get a raisin? Natural lips have more of the crinkles like raisins do, but when you give them like Juvederm or any kind of a lip plumper filler, anything like that, it smooths them out and makes them lush and plump like a grape. So that's like the difference in kind of texture, which is why stuff like this really settles in to the cracks and crevasses of my little raisin lips. So not a big fan of that. Okay, let's do one more from this set. It always cracks me up when I sit here and I do lip swatches and stuff, because it's like, is there anything else you should be doing? Oh, there's 100 other things I should be doing. But what am I doing? I'm actually just swatching lipsticks on my actual face, because why not? Because it's a good time. Ooh, let's go in with, what is this one? Stepping Out, the matte brown. Yeah. Ooh, now that is my kind of color. And again, this is Stepping Out. Ooh. I love this one. I really, really like this. I feel like this is such a good shade for the frickin' fall. Like this with like a really neutral eye. Oh yes, I love it so much. Now the only thing I will say, and this is just maybe personal preference, you guys know, I'm super sensitive because I have like fibro, autoimmune diseases, that kind of thing. I'm really sensitive to feelings and textures and stuff like that on my face and on my skin in general. And so when it comes to something like this, I have to make sure that their lipsticks are very, very opaque all by themselves. Like you can really, really do this in like one coat. I've had really good success with it. When you build them up to 2 coats, you will start to feel, if you're sensitive to it like I am, you will start to kind of feel it get a little bit thicker. It's bearable, but something that you will notice. So when you're using these, if you're sensitive to that, or you prefer just like the thinness of one coat, go in once. You could use like a lip liner brush and just make sure you fill it in correctly one time, and you will have full opacity with these. And honestly, I really do like their liquid lipstick formula. It does, like I said, it gets a little bit thicker as you build it up, which I don't think is uncommon. But what I like about these is the way that they wear is actually just really flattering for my lips. They don't like chunk up and get pilly in the middle of my lip or on like the surface. They'll start wearing off from the butthole line on the inside, which is actually really nice, because then throughout the day you still are left with like this nice shade on the outside. You can add gloss to it if you want to try and fix it, or you're able to just wipe it off without there being a huge mess and crumbles and like weirdness everywhere. So overall, I really do like this. So now just to touch on real quick a little bit about the actual size of this product, and this is something that I feel like should be pretty helpful. These are 0.03 ounces a piece. So their standard lipstick, which is what I was looking for, but I can't find it, their standard is 0.13 ounces. So you are getting substantially less in these, which is why these are $29. It's $29 for the kit. But if you were looking at buying them according to their estimated value, it says that these are $35 $33. So you're only saving $4 in like overall product cost, which isn't that great. But so the benefit there is if you're not really saving a lot, what is it you're actually buying with this? Well, first of all, you're buying and kind of giving the gift of different. Someone that maybe really wants to just try everything, this is a great way to do it. You're giving the gift of fun and the convenience of being able to buy 6 shades all in one place without having to buy them each for like $20 a piece or $18 a piece or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? So you're giving more or less the gift of color versus the gift of amount or quantity or anything like that. Plus, these are really good for the purse. They're good for on the go. Women that are like, again, going to a party or something like that, these are easy to keep in your clutch because they're so small. They're good to touch up with, that kind of thing. So I think they do have their place, but I just don't want people to be misled and think that it's like a great value, because as far as value goes, you're not really getting the best value, but you are getting the best convenience and all that kind of thing. So anyways, let's take this off and let's move on to my other lipsticks because I got more. So this next lip set, you guys, oh my God, yes, yes, yes. I'm so excited for this one. So this is the Smashbox Holidaze Be Legendary Lipstick and Lip Mattifier set. And in this, you get basically 5 lipsticks and a little mattifier gel. The lipsticks are in the shade 9 to 5, Deal Breaker, Honey, Legendary, and Pretty Social. And then the mattifier is basically a tiny little, looks like a silicone primer that when tapped on top of one of the lipsticks or any of these lipsticks, it's meant to give it that more mattified look. So all of these, you guys, it retails for $29, right? Yes, $29, but it is $116 value. And the reason for that is because these lipsticks are actually full size, which I am so excited about. So unlike the last one we just went over, which was like $22 or $29 and all very mini size, these are full size lipsticks. The packaging is absolutely life-changing. I love it so much. And I'm really, really excited to go through and show these to you. So all of these lipsticks are cream formula lipsticks, meaning that they do give you a very nice, beautiful satin sheen. They're not super opaque in one swipe, but they are like a very beautiful, brilliant shine to your lips, which is absolutely stunning. I actually really, really like these. And these are 5 of their most worn shades, which I think is great. It's like a best of kind of kit, but really, really affordable. So I really love this. And then this little mattifier, their Insta Matte Gel. I'm not obsessed with this. I've tried it before. I've talked about this before. Actually, last year I did a video on this very similar set, and I didn't like the mattifier gel then either. I will show you guys kind of the difference, but basically, like I said, you tap it on over top of one of the lipsticks, and it's meant to give it a mattified look and take away that shine to the lipstick. For me personally, I feel like the whole glory of these is that beautiful shine and sheen that they have. But let's go ahead and we are going to try on a couple. So I want to first start off, you know what, let's start at the beginning here. Let's go 9 to 5. Oh my God, I'm so obsessed. I can't believe that they made these full size either. Like 0.10 ounces a piece, which I did go and double check is the size of their standard Be Legendary. I wanted to make sure they weren't trying to like cheat me out of no ounces, but they're not. And look at that. Look at that color. Oh, like look at that. They're just really nice, comfortable, relatively opaque. Again, I feel like with these, you will have to build them up a little bit, but building them up in certain places is not a big deal because these are so comfortable. And they honestly do feel like right now, because I just swatched all those liquid lipsticks, these feel so good because they're very malleable. They're not like clinging or tugging or doing anything. They actually feel like almost a chapstick or a gloss mixed in with a lipstick infused together kind of feel. Not to say that they'll actually hydrate or do anything like that, but just to be able to go and not have it tug or pull is just so nice. So anyways, this is the shade 9 to 5, swatched horribly, but that's okay. We don't mind here on the Seeking channel. We do not mind. No, girl, we do not. What's another good one? What's another good one? Ooh, this one, yes. The shade Honey. Oh my God, I'm obsessed with this shade. Ooh, so that is the shade Honey. This is like one of my all-time favorite colors, and when I saw that this was in this set, I was so excited. By the way, I did buy all of these articles that I'm talking about today from Ulta, if you were curious. They're all available at Ulta, so you can use those Ulta points. You can earn those Ulta points. Yes, yes, yes. So anyways, the shade Honey, so comfortable. This is such a great everyday nude, lip liner, anything like that, gloss. You can do so many things with this, and overall, just this is a staple. Like this would go in my purse, and it looks so cute, and I would leave it there forever because I love it. Okay, so let's do, you know what? Let's do one more. I want to try the red one, and this is the shade Legendary. You guys, isn't that so pretty? I feel like this color would look so beautiful on like medium to deep skin tones. Oh my God, because it has like that beautiful undertone to it, and it just has like that pop. Like it's a brilliant brilliant color. Oh, I love it so much. This is such a great color. Now again, you'll see this has much more of a pink undertone to it than like a bluey undertoned red, which is a really true blue red. And this one gives more of that whimsical vibe. Still beautiful, but I would almost attribute this one to more of like, I'm going to family dinner, so I don't want like, I'm gonna take you home with me red. I want like, let's unwrap presents with the kids kind of red, you know what I'm talking about? For some people, those are the same reds. I don't know your life, but I'm just saying. So anyways, this is the shade Legendary. I am so weird. And I love this. Okay. Oh crap, I didn't mattify any for you. Oh my god, okay. I lied. Let's go ahead. You know what? Let's take a different color. If we're gonna do this, we might as well take a different color. Let's go in with the same shade I did in the swatch. I'll go in with Deal Breaker, which is the purple. My god, I can't believe I forgot. I mean, who am I kidding? Yes, I can. Ooh, I love this color. This is such a fall color with like a big scarf, hair up kind of color. Oh, love it. So, now that we got that, let's go ahead and grab, this is the Insta Matte right here. Basically what you're supposed to do is you can either go straight to lip, which I don't like because all of your color on your lips goes right onto the tip of the tube and then it looks nasty. So I actually take a little bit on my finger right here, and again, it's just a very thin, clear silicone kind of look. So you can see right now my lips have a really nice sheen to them. And then you take this and basically you just dot it all over. And it takes away that sheen and it leaves you with more of a all over just mattified kind of flush look. Now the reason, and I left the top lip undone so you can see the difference. Like when you put on this mattifier, just a couple of reasons that I'm not like the biggest fan of it. Number one, it does take off some of that color, some of the opacity to the lipstick. So that kind of bums me out. Like if it went on there with, and it wasn't, if it went on and it didn't lift the color off your lips, I'd be like, wow, okay, that's kind of cool. But not only does it sheer out your lipstick, it also just adds like another layer. I think the product itself works pretty good. I just wish that there were a couple little tweaks, you know, here and there. Now, some people really like this mattifier because like me, they can't stand, or sometimes they have an issue with that dried down feeling of a matte liquid lipstick, and that's totally understandable. I do think that this has its place if you have, or sometimes maybe you just have the color you want, but it's not matte, and that's the look that would really complete and work with your look. It could make a matte liquid lipstick more comfortable by taking a cream and turning it matte. Like there's a lot of ways and reasons you could use it. I guess for me, I just have never gravitated much towards something like this, but I am like trying to, you know, evolve a little bit and try it out. So I will be using this on here and there throughout the next couple of weeks just to see if I could maybe like it. Like I said before though, I did try it last year and I just didn't fall in love with it. And my general rule of thumb is that if I don't fall in love with something like that, I need to just, you know, quit trying it. But I do think it has its place. So anyways, now let's move on to the rest of the stuff. Now, as far as which set I would go with, the cream lipstick versus the Always On liquid lipstick, I think that the cream lipstick set is really the better value in every sense of the word. I think you get, you know, a lot of full-size products, which is great, and overall they're just more comfortable in my opinion, and they're much more my aesthetic. But if you're going for the other side, you want to try their liquid lipsticks. The only thing I would say, like to me, the only reason I think you would go the liquid lipstick route is if you really are wanting to try all of those colors. If you look at that set and you're like, oh, you know, only one or two of those appeals to me, I would just go and I would go to the store, if at all possible for you, and swatch those colors to see if you like them, because I don't think that it would be worth getting the liquid lipstick ones unless you really are wanting to try all of those different colors and really have those pops of colors in your collection. I think that's the reason that that would be most appealing. But for me, I'm totally 100% sold on the cream lipstick set. I think it is so good and the value is ridiculous. So anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the face. Finally, we're moving on to the face. Now for the face, I am so excited. They have the Smashbox Holidaze Photo Finish Travel Primer Trio, where you get the water primer, the Photo Finish Smooth and Blur Primer, and the Photo Finish Primerizer, which is their primer and moisturizer in one. You get all three of those. They're all travel size for $22. They do say that this is a $45 value. And the reason that I love this kit so much is first of all, if you are like literally traveling, these are great sizes to travel with because there's enough product here that it's going to last you long enough on like a trip. This is probably, I mean, this is a good amount of product. This would last you like, depending on how much you're doing your makeup, this would last you like, you know, 7 to 14 day trip easy. And it would be so good and light, you wouldn't have to take the full bottles with you. The primerizer bottle isn't glass. The real one is glass, like the normal size one. So I just think that this kit in general, it's such a good thing. And for $22, which is a steal in my opinion, you get to try out all three of these. And I personally love. Their primer water and their primerizer are like diehard, two of my favorite products from them that I've ever tried ever. Now for today's video, I'm going to apply all three just because I can. So I like to take their Smooth and Prime, their Blur Primer. This isn't my favorite. I've used it a few times. It's really like thin silicone kind of stuff, which isn't my personal favorite. But if you are going to use something like this, I prefer to concentrate it right up on the pores, right up in this area, a little on the chin, basically wherever you're the most porous. But I don't go all over the face with this one just because I feel like it actually makes my foundation slide around. This is a very slippery silicone primer, whereas their primerizer, which is the primer and moisturizer in one, this I love. Now normally I wouldn't go in with the silicone and this one, but for the purposes of this video I'm gonna do it, and I will take this one. Normally I'll put it all over my face and I love it. It's just a really great hydrating primer, basically. Really thin, milky kind of consistency, but because I have the blurring stuff up in this area, I'm going to take this and I'll put it on the rest of my face, and it really does just help kind of smooth everything out. And then I like to press what's left over all over my face. And I have never noticed like this one having an issue mixing with other primers or repelling off of other primers. It just works really beautifully all together. Like this, I feel like the primerizer, that this stuff right here, this milky one, it is just so universal for so many things. I've used it under a bajillion foundations. I've used it with other primers and other sprays and other powders and everything, and it's just so good. And then I like to take their primer water, and I love to use this to just set all of the other primers in place. Now this primer spray, you can use this at the end if you wanted to use it as a makeup setting spray or as a refreshing spray throughout the day. I really love using this on top of my primers. I feel like it just helps meld all my primers into my skin and like prepare for foundation, which is obviously the next step. So I just love this so much. It's so good and it can have so many uses, and it smells great. It doesn't feel like weird. It doesn't feel heavy. It's just a really nice, light, refreshing spray that I live my best life for. Okay, so now it's time for foundation, which I don't have anything special to try for foundation. So what I'm going to do is I am going to run ahead real quick. I'm going to do my foundation and concealer and get everything set down, and then I'm going to come back for the last main showstopper attraction. Freeze, before I do that, I totally forgot. You guys, I also picked this up. How did I forget about this during the lipstick portion? This is the Smashbox Be Legendary Liquid Metal Lipstick, and this is in the shade something. What shade is this in? Crimson Chrome, and I picked this up mainly just to show you because the packaging is super cute. It does look kind of ornamental-esque. This would be something if you wanted to throw a really bougie like thing on top of a gift. This would make a good option, and I am going to, because again I caught this before foundation, I will go ahead and put this on real quick for you guys before I do foundation, just so you get a good lip swatch of it. Such an intense like cherry red metallic lipstick. Now this one does feel very goopy. Like, can you hear that? I don't know. I know that sounds really weird, but this feels way thicker and like it's like on my teeth. I don't know that I like this one. I think the color is really beautiful, but I don't... Can you see that? Like, that's so weird. I don't like this one. Okay, well, this one is a pass. I'm not a big fan. Not a big fan. Is this supposed to dry down? Because it does not feel like it's going to dry down. Liquid Metal and Crimson Chrome. I don't know, but it don't feel like it's drying down, and it does not feel good. Yeah. It does smell kind of good, though. Aside from the texture, though, color is really pretty. Opacity was very quick. I just don't like the goopy feel. And then look at, you get like really intense kind of butthole vibes. And I don't like that. Okay, I'm done now. Okay, so I went ahead and I threw on some foundation. I used my Dior Backstage and then some Too Faced Born This Way concealer as like a base, and then I set all of that with my Studio Fix powder here in NW10 just to give me like a nice base but still has like a powder finish to it. Lately, for some reason, this has just been working so well for me. So now we're going to go in with the last product from Smashbox. I'm so excited. This is their Holidaze Contour and Spotlight palette, and with that there are 3 matte contour, bronze, and highlight shades, and then 6 highlights. So there is a contour, one for brightening under the eyes, and then a bronze, and again like a more of a contour shade, and then they give you 6 of the more highlight shades, 2 of which are mega sparkle shades. So as we go through, obviously you will have just seen all of the close-ups and the swatches and all of that. You guys, look at this beast. This is $39. Look at how big it is. First of all, it is big, it is beefy, it feels really nice in your hands. You open it up and it has a massive freaking mirror, like full pan size mirror. Isn't that ridiculous? I'm obsessed. And then of course everything bends over, like completely over on itself. It's just really nice. I feel like this is such a good travel piece. And these are the shades you get, which of course, again, you will have already seen. But here's my issue with this. I am not deep skin toned, but will this work on deep skin tones? I believe the highlights would, because a lot of them are very nice golden. They have a lot of nice deeper toned highlights on here. My only concern is that this is the contour and this is the bronzer and this is the highlight. So like that's it. And then on both sides you have the shimmers or the highlight shades. So if this right here is the only like contour row, I just don't know. I don't know if that's going to work or not. Now I am, because this is a very cool tone contour shade right here. I'm going to try contouring with that, and I'm going to do very, 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 very light contour. And I'm taking this on my Pat McGrath. This is just the dual fiber brush. I actually got this brush in their highlight trio, and I just really love a dual fiber for contour. And anytime I work with a contour shade, I use a very, very small dual fiber, because the whole point of getting a nice contour color is that you want it to be very small, precise, and just emphasize that area. And then depending on how it looks, I'll go in with a bronzer from there. So I'm just going to take this and I'm very, very lightly going to go in with this brush, and we're going to give it a shot and see how it looks. Now I'm not like, I'm nervous because yet again, you guys know my feel. I went through this in the, what video was that? The Tarte video, I can link it up here, where I talked about, you know, color ranges and making sure that you have kits like this that are really like color inclusive, skin tone inclusive. And I feel like something like this, I can't tell on this one, because I feel like if these work for me, there's no way that they would work for a deeper skin tone, but I also want to try them out before I make that assumption. So let's go ahead and we're just going to keep working this color in. I'm going in very, very light-handed. That has a lot of pigment to it. Okay, I need a little bit bigger, a little bit softer. This is the It Cosmetics blurring powder brush, a bigger dual fiber, and I'm going to use this to kind of come in here and work that color out a little bit. And I don't mind when I'm doing the contour portion if it's a little bit more drastic, because again, later on when you go in with bronzer, that kind of thing, that'll help bronzer it up and help take away a little bit of the harshness. So I'll just go ahead and kind of blur that out a little bit, which it's actually blending out really, really nicely. I was kind of shocked though, just to be honest here. I was shocked that in this kit that they managed to put 6 highlights in, but they didn't put any blushes. Like, to me, you would want to put a blush in there just to make it a face palette, like something that people could travel with and have everything that they need. But that's just me. Okay, that contour shade has got some pigment to it. Oh, and just FYI, while I'm doing this, you guys, these swatched beautifully, by the way. They were super rich in pigment. They blended like a dream. They just felt so nice under my finger. Like, the overall presentation and how these felt, they were very, very nice. Now, you guys, I gotta be honest, I really love the way that that looks. That looks so natural, and like the shadows look so good. Wow, okay, I did not expect to love it that much. Now I am gonna go in with a little bit of the bronzer at the risk of ruining all of this. The bronzer is the one right in the middle, and again, this is the only bronzer shade, that guy right there. It does look pretty warm toned, so I'm not sure if that'll work or not, but this is just my other duo fiber. You guys see me use this all the time, my BH number 2 duo fiber. And I'm gonna go in very light-handed with this and just see if I can create maybe a little bit. Ooh, actually, that's pretty. Okay, wow. This is going so much better than I anticipated. I feel like that contour gave the perfect look for like a nice natural shadow, but then this one comes along, this bronzer, and it gives you a little bit of color, which is nice. Holy crap, that I'm honestly, you guys, I'm so impressed that that looks as good as it does. Like, I'm impressed. It looks really harsh right there on camera for some reason, but it looks actually really like natural in real life. That's interesting. You know, for blush, I know it's like technically a highlight, but I'm going to go with this top one up here on like a really fluffy, this is just a fluffy Morphe brush. And I'm very light-handedly going to take this and put it kind of on the apple-y area of my cheek and just really kind of lightly pounce it in. It's not going to add a ton of color, but my hope is that it mixes with that bronzer and gives me like a little like nice flush moment. Okay, it's a little bit shiny because it's like definitely more of a highlight shade. That would 100% be too dark for me as a highlight. But as a blush, like a really nice luminous kind of blush, that's a really pretty flush to the cheek moment. I'm liking this. You know what? Ooh, you know, let's mix that with a little bit of the bronzer. Ooh, like I'm doing like a little bit of this kind of moment here. And I'm adding it like right near the back. And it's giving me just like a tiny bit of color. But it looks really pretty. Ooh, Paige is like making blushes, bitches. Yeah, go girl. Then I'm just going to go over it with this big fluffy brush. There's nothing on this. It's actually clean. Fun fact, I know sometimes my brushes are clean. And I'm going to kind of do one of these and wiggle everything together and just blend all those colors. Wow, that is like beautiful and smooth. Holy crap. Those colors look so good together. Look at me. I'm like doing one of these. I'm like looking at you guys, but then my mirror is like, instead of changing the position of my mirror to like work, I keep doing this. Like, Paige, stop. Just be smart, Paige. Just be smart. Now, y'all know I need to reshape. And right here they're saying this is the reshape powder. And I don't know, that's very yellow for me. That's a very yellow powder. But we will try it. I am open-minded. I'm willing to look like a twit. So let's go ahead and let's try it. Let's find a brush first. Let's go in with this little guy right here. This is what I use a lot of times for under the eye. This is the BH number 4 brush from the Rose collection or Rose Quartz collection. And let's go in with that banana-y shade and let's pop it under the eye and see if this will work or if it's even brightening. Okay, it looks like this might be a little bit too dark. It's starting to cast a little bit dark, but it's really close. So like, I guess, you know, they're getting like a solid B for effort on this one. So maybe this would work good on a medium. What the hell kind of skin tone is this even geared for? Like light skin tone, medium skin tone, deep skin. I don't think it's made for any of us. Holy hell. I will say though, these powders are really nice and creamy, which is cool. Like that's a plus, eh? Yeah, I'm not going to say that that like sets my world on fire, that reshaping powder. It did an okay job, like giving me a little something, but I don't think that it made me great. You know what I mean? Like it's not quite bright enough for me. But again, for someone that's a little bit deeper skin tone than I am, even just like by a shade, I think it would work really well. So I don't know. That's not bad. Now let's go ahead and let's spray our face. Now out of all of these highlights, I think the only one that's a regular highlight that would be even close to my color is this guy right up here. And I say that because I think it's the lightest. I'm taking this on the Wet n Wild highlight brush and I'm just going to, you know, apply it up here. Oh my. Oh, wait a second. Okay, that's real pretty. Okay, I need you to quit being an ass because they can't see my highlight. Hello. You guys, that highlight is giving me life right now. Oh my god. I can tell that if I move and shift into just the right light, this highlight does turn a little bit darker cast on my skin tone. And that's probably just that golden undertone. It happens when you're super, super pasty, like white. Golden undertones can sometimes read really deep on a skin, like out of nowhere, they'll just like cast like gray. It's crazy. But actually that looks really beautiful. And it's not like sitting funny. It's not like emphasizing my texture super, super bad, which is awesome. I've had issues with Smashbox highlights in the past. I bought the Casey Holmes collection and for some reason that looked so bad on me, like next level bad. And so it's actually really nice to see this one look kind of good. Now I do want to take, do I really want to go there though? I mean, come on, like, no, I don't. I was going to take that iridescent-y white one, but like it's shifting purple and I don't want to fucking shift purple today. I'm not going to lie. But just because I do want my face to be a little bit brighter, I'm going to grab a little teeny tiny bit of my Ofra Nikki Tutorials, just like a little bit, and pop it right here just for that extra little bit. This nice golden tone, and I want to put that all over my lid just as like a fun like semi eye color, but not, ooh, that's pretty, because it's kind of like faux eyeshadow but like in a hurry, you know. You guys, I'm literally the definition of glowing. Like I just put a highlight on my eyelid, I put highlights all over my face. I am a glowy queen. I did a highlight for a blush. But you know what? I think I'm okay with it. Ooh, okay, you guys, I'm gonna run along. I'm gonna finish up my face real quick, and I'm gonna do something with this crazy looking hair, and I will be right back to reveal the final glowy goddess. I don't know what that was. That was weird is what that was, but that's okay. That's what I do. Okay, you guys, I went ahead. I got everything else on, and everything literally being Set My Face, mascara, and this lipstick from the collection in the shade Honey. And I just feel like it actually turned out really, really good. So basically, to sum all of this up, you guys, I wanted this to be a good video to, yet again, just keep kind of exploring those Christmas options this holiday season as we go through. If you're wanting to buy gifts or if little kids see them, I feel like this packaging is so geared for like anybody from a little kid that is like really fun and like wants to play with makeup all the way up to adults who just love like really fun cutesy packaging or want a really good deal. So just again to kind of run through it, if I had to like recommend anything, first of all, I really am impressed with this Smashbox palette. Truth be told, I have not had much success with Smashbox. Like, it's very, very hit or miss for me. The Vlada collection and this and that, the Casey Holmes thing. Like, I have had a really difficult time overall with Smashbox, but this palette is really good. I will definitely be using this more, and I will keep you guys apprised of these colors and how well they work for me, how they sit on my skin throughout the day, all that kind of stuff, because I feel like that contour shade, like, do I not look like I have the most, like, hollowed, sucked in, like, face right now? I feel like it looks so freaking nice. Like, overall, everything blended so great, and I'm so impressed with that highlight working. Like, overall, I really like this. Now, again, I'm gonna say it, I'm not trying to beat a dead horse. It's great and everything, but, like, skin tone-wise, who is this gonna work for? It kind of works for me because I'm super fair, and I know that it's normal for, like, shades, whenever you buy any kind of a contour palette, not every shade is going to work for every skin tone, and I feel like that's okay, because it's supposed to work for everyone, right? But like, there's only one contour shade, there's only one bronzer. Why didn't you put in even 2 contours, 2 bronzers, 2 highlights? Like, why didn't you make something that would work good for light to medium? Or you could have even done like light, medium, deep, and like done it in rows and had like one highlight, one bronzer, and one contour, or one highlight, one blush, one bronzer. You know what I mean? Like, there's 1,000 ways you could have done this with 3 rows that would have worked for all skin tones instead of something that works kind of for like one demographic. I don't know. That's kind of a bummer. So definitely, I guess, watch your skin tone. God, for you, that to me is the dumbest sentence. That's what brands are saying when they put out something like this. Like, oh, watch your skin tone and shop with us. Like, no, stop. So overall, I'm definitely excited. I will keep using this, and I think for the value as well. How much was this? Like $35, $39. So for $39, I think as far as what you get, the packaging, the whole thing weighted nicely with this beautiful, amazing mirror, the products, everything. I'm really impressed. I like this a lot. I also really love, if you couldn't tell, I'm not even gonna look for it, the face products, the 3-in-1 for the 20-some dollars. I think that is a great buy as well, especially if you're wanting to try out that stuff. I really like it. Now, if you've tried them and you're not a big fan, obviously don't go near it, but it's great for travel. It's really good for the skin. I'm not a big fan of the blurring primer. That's the only thing I don't love from that thing, but I mean, for everything else you get, for it being the travel size, I think it is a great way to test out the whole gamut and see what you like, what you don't like, what works for you, that kind of thing. Again, and for $22, like, that's not bad at all. It really lets you try the variety of things from Smashbox. The lipsticks, the cream lipstick set, this I 100%, I have no issues with it. There are 5 full-size products, and they're all great colors. I love them. Great colors. And then the liquid lipsticks, I already gave you my thoughts on those. Not the best for the price, but really good for the arrangement. So I think there's a lot of good things that we can take from this. I love their launch. I love their take on it. Holidaze, like, I feel like we haven't seen that yet. We always see the normal things right around the holidays where it's like, oh, you know, gingerbread, or we see all these things, and I think it's all cute, but I think that their take on it is at least like very unique to who they are. But yeah, you guys, that is it for this video. Please don't forget, comment down below, let me know what you guys are liking. Do you like videos like this? I have a couple more planned where we go through, we're looking at the new things, holiday time, from different brands, what they're releasing. Is it good? Is it worth your money? All kinds of stuff. So let me know what you guys think down below, and if you like this kind of stuff again. And don't forget, also go check out in the description box, I'm mainly on Instagram and Twitter if you want to follow me, see looks and content and take polls and that kind of thing before it comes comes to the channel. That's a great way to interact with me elsewhere. And yeah, you guys, that is it so much. Thank you that is it so much. Thank you so much for watching and for hanging out with me and for loving these videos, because I love bringing you Christmas time videos, and I love my bright orange Adidas freaking tracksuit. Like, the tracksuit. It is not a tracksuit. It is just the track jacket, and I love it so much because it's bright orange, and I'm like, look at me. I'm matching this damn packaging. Like, I'm gonna do it. So, you guys, thanks again, and have a great day, night, weekend, whatever it is when you're watching this, and I'll see you in the next one. Holidays, holidays are coming, holidays, holidays are coming, and it's psychedelic. Holidays are coming, get ready. Hello, everybody. Oh, man. Probably should take those off. Everything that they have is in this crazy, fun, more psychedelic. It's still not... Now, as far as which set I was bought, ooh, my lips are getting so red. This is the Smashbox Holidaze Be Legendary and Lip Matte.